Oh, this place is great, man. This place is so great.
I mean, I think the most important thing to create a safe space is that people respect one another. And I don't know, I guess that's not like a tangible factor, but it's very apparent and necessary in order for people to be able to exchange positive communication and ideas with each other.
I try to, it's not always easy, but I try to be honest and I try to be genuine and not put out false emotions, or rather how I'm feeling. So whoever my company is, I think that they have solace in knowing that what I'm saying and what I'm giving them is truly me, and it's not a face or a front. It's honest and it's pure. I like to believe that it's pure.
You know, centering myself and having that intention of honoring my space and other people's spaces. You know, because we're always interacting, we're always sharing space together, and having a certain honoring. You get in the bubble? Yeah, so having that intention, like we interact with other people's space, we share space, and having that intention of, like, you know, not trying to like take your energy or feed off of you, or other people trying to feed off of my energy, you know, but rather trying to share the space and create a synergy, you know.
I think that it's more of what you bring to a space energetically than like the space itself. And so I think that for me what it is just like getting to a place where I feel comfortable and then just kind of like inviting people in.
But I feel like that really comes down to a vibration, and you could feel that in the room or in the environment that you're in, of, you know, what is the common understanding between people. I could be in a conservative space but still feel very objectified as a woman and very uncomfortable to express myself freely. And I can be in a very like open environment with a lot of nudity, and, you know, and that doesn't imply that I'm going to feel sexualized, you know, or objectified. But it definitely is an approach and a mindset that there's often an agreed upon like terms within an event where somebody has set down a positive intention that everyone there has felt, even if they haven't consciously agreed to that. And so I feel like often I'm a voice that's kind of standing up as a strong woman's voice in environments where I'm trying to be an example of, yeah, we can really use our voice loudly and we can be heard, and I'm a percussionist and a drummer, but when it comes down to it, I just want to be a peaceful example to my sisters as well, that they can also speak up and be heard.
This is sacred. All of our ancestors, you know, knew this in their hearts, and we're with them, and this Mother Earth, we're going to protect her. And we're making our each breath commitment to being at peace with Mother Earth, and this is our party to celebrate her tonight. And so I really just want to let us all invoke our own personal power and all of our own spirits and the spirits of the children, the next generation, and our big hearts and this beautiful community we're building together. And so I welcome everyone to just co-create this entire weekend.
I think a lot of it has to do with confidence and understanding who you are and what you're doing there. Because I don't necessarily feel like I have to go anywhere and create a safe space for myself. It's believing in your moment where you're like, I'm safe now. If you really believe that, I feel like that you really do create that. And then anytime when you like are up against any kind of like up against anything that seems unsafe, it's more easy to like Jedi around that, because you already understand that like your path and your destiny is not to be unsafe, and it's all in your head. You know what I mean?
Basically, sharing safe space makes me feel secure, And then from that, like that feeling is the basis for most like productive thoughts and feelings. But then from there, you know, if it's a safe space, and then I can share the energy of the people around me, and so like I might feel really excited if it's really exciting. I might feel really somber if I'm, you know, in a group and we share like a sad story or something like that. So it just kind of depends on, but I think that what's important is the space is safe to feel what you're feeling.
A not so safe space is a moment in time in which I'm in like a sort of like a worried or fearful state of mind, you know, and that can affect the safe space as well, just the state of mind that you're in. It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, if you're in a pure state of mind, you tend to see the good, and you can flip it, whether it be negative or positive. Whether it's negative, your good state of mind, you can make that pure, and it's not so scary anymore. But when you're coming from a place of a fearful state of mind, whether that be fear, distrust, you know, pride, you know, sadness, it affects everything. Dance like the colors inside of my hair. Remember that time we danced to the free. I was a universe, you're my galaxy. The world ain't pretty, but it ain't shitty neither. We all need to breathe. Remember that time we danced till 3. I was the universe, you're my galaxy. The world ain't pretty, but it ain't shitty neither, y'all. Need to breathe. Give it up for yourself.
I try to contribute to holding a safe space by just being a peaceful being, like not like being angry or like aggressive towards people. Try to stay calm in my nature and just grounded, so I can hold that intention for myself, so that if other people want to be around me, they feel like they can do the same.
I teach yoga classes, and you know, I make sure people feel comfortable to express themselves. You know, let them know that as long as they're practicing with a level of integrity, there's no right or wrong. So I think it's getting back into that kind of belief system, you know, and letting people know that, you know, it's okay to try something new, or it's okay to mess up. You know, that's fine. I'm not coming to you with any personal judgment. And I think that just helps people be like, yeah, this isn't just me. You know, I'm not the only one that feels anxiety or fear or whatever it might be to, you know, not feel safe.
That's more like a cinnamon roll.
Myself a healing artist, like in the healing arts as well as the creative arts, and so I see those two as very importantly interweaving within myself, but also can be so within our culture. Like, artists are those who express, and often it takes this open expression to also create healing spaces. As an artist, I feel like that's my job. I wouldn't be an artist just merely for the sake of creating. I personally feel like it's a commitment to society to create something that has a positive, strong message that can do something for both environmental and positive social change. So I do see how I act in public groups and in events as a really important extension of myself.
To me, it's like it's really about making your own like practice of praying for that consciousness to be rising up, you know, and for us to make sure that so that I feel safe, you know. And I'm like, if I feel safe, then I want to pray for everyone else to feel safe, you know. And it's not like you have to have any kind of like structure of prayer or meditation. It's like you make it your own. And that's what's cool about it, you know? And I really feel like that's helped me a lot through so much of just me being like, I'm out in my element, I'm out in my safe place, and I'm like praying to be cool. Help me be cool. I don't want to feel like this. You know what I mean?
Well, I think like, you know, there's this festival mentality of like you can let go of your identity, your like real world identity, and kind of just be. And I feel like we need to not need to retreat to have that attitude. We need to just have it in our everyday lives.
And I think that in particular, like this festival that we're at right now, Project Earth, is specifically about family. And I think that if you have an infrastructure of family set up, then it doesn't become like an opposition thing where like, you're not my family, so like I can't really deal with like my opinion and your opinion. Like I need to know that we're family first, and at the end of the day, we're gonna hug it out. You know what I mean? So I think that one setting in this structure of like being in a festival where it's about family and about supporting each other in our processes and in our lifestyles and in our opinions and in our political views and our spiritual views, that this is a great place to do that. There's obviously lots of like flaws in there and like a lot of things that you still have to work on because you're family.
I feel like it starts with that. It starts with the relationship that you have with the people that are around you, and then you can spread that because you're coming from a place you know love.